Good morning, students. We are discussing chapter number 10 of history, traders, kings and pilgrims. Students, last week we studied about traders and kings. Now we are going to study about pilgrims. The topic is the quest of the pilgrims. Quest, it means search. This quest, it means search. Students, pilgrims, we are familiar with. Pilgrims are men and women who undertake journeys to holy places in order to offer worship. I repeat, pilgrims are men and women who undertake journeys to holy places in order to offer worship. In ancient time, many pilgrims they came to Indian subcontinent, and among them, most of them they were Chinese pilgrims. And among the Chinese pilgrims, the best famous or the best known pilgrim was the Chinese Buddhist pilgrim Faxian. Faxian. He was the Chinese Buddhist pilgrim. Faxian, he came to the Indian subcontinent about 1600 years ago. Faxian, the Chinese Buddhist pilgrim, he was the best known pilgrim. He came to Indian subcontinent about 1600 years ago. Other pilgrims who came to India, they were Xuanzang. He was also from China. Xuanzang. He came to Indian subcontinent around 1400 years ago. And after arrival of Xuanzang, after 50 years, another Buddhist pilgrim who came to India, he was Ai King. So three Chinese Buddhist pilgrims, they came to Indian subcontinent. They were Faxian, Xuanzang and Ai King. These pilgrims, they visited the places associated with the life of the Buddha. These three pilgrims, they were the Chinese Buddhist pilgrims. They believed in Buddhism. So they visited the places associated with the life of the Buddha. The places associated with Buddha that we studied in chapter number 7. That Bodh Gaya, Bihar, Sarnath and other places. When they returned to China, when they returned to their native, before returning, they left an account of their journeys in written form. And they wrote what they wrote about. They wrote of the dangers they encountered while their journey, monasteries that they visited, and they also carried some of the books with them to their native land. The pilgrims who came to Indian subcontinent, they visited the places associated with the Buddha, and while returning to their native, they left an account of their journeys, and they wrote of the dangers they encountered on their journey, monasteries that they visited, and also they carried some of the books from Indian subcontinent with them to their native land. Xuanzang, one of the Chinese Buddhist pilgrim, when he returned to China, he carried back with him statues of the Buddha made of gold, silver and sandalwood. And over 600 manuscripts loaded on the backs of 20 horses. Xuanzang, he carried back with him statues of Lord Buddha made of gold, silver and sandalwood, and he also carried over 600 manuscripts loaded on the backs of 20 horses. On his journey, 50 manuscripts they were lost as the ship was capsized. So over 550 manuscripts. Later on, he spent the rest of his life translating those over 550 manuscripts from Sanskrit into Chinese. To spread the knowledge of Buddhism in China, Xuanzang, he spent his rest of his life translating the manuscripts from Sanskrit language into Chinese. So in this way, the pilgrims who came to India, they carried back with them statues, manuscripts, even they wrote an account of their journeys. Thank you, students.